Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So for those who don't know, I have been teaching in the US for the past 4 years, and over that time I have been asked some questions. So in this video, I will be answering the 5 most frequent questions I've been asked as a Jamaican teacher working and living in the US. So if you're interested in that, then just keep on watching. All right, guys. So we're back. We're back. So before I start, if you have not checked out last week's video where I spoke about 7 lessons that I learned after 7 years of being a teacher, then the link for that video is popping up in the top right corner. Go ahead and check that out. And if this is your first time joining, hi, my name is Andwele, Jamaican teacher who has been teaching in the US for the past 4 years. And I would really appreciate it if you could click that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, turn on your post notification, and just keep on watching. So, as I said before, we're gonna look at about 5 frequently asked questions. I actually have more than that. Chances are I might make a part two. Let's see how that goes. Let's dive into it. So, the first question is, why did you leave Jamaica to teach in America or the US? So, as I said before, I taught in Jamaica for 3 years. It wasn't a case where I hated Jamaica, but I just wanted to grow. I needed a new experience. I wasn't running away from Jamaica because, to be honest, my life was okay. It was kind of, things were a bit rough, like kind of living from paycheck to paycheck, but I still had some side hustles and so forth. Plus, at that current moment, my living, I wasn't struggling. It wasn't a case where I was struggling and I needed to leave, but I just wanted to grow in different aspects of my life, professionally, financially, and so forth. So the opportunity presented itself, and I took it. I also wanted to see another educational system. So, as you know, Jamaica is classified as a third world country. And I said, I want to see, explore the US, the first world country educational system to see how it differs, as well as the culture and so forth. Um, Step out of my comfort zone. Let me just say that this coming here to the US was the first time ever that I traveled. That was the first time going on a plane and so forth. So it was a surreal moment. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of excitement, as well as fear, because I literally packed my life into 2 check luggage and a carry on and a knapsack and left my home to come to a whole new country, to a place where I didn't know anybody. But here I am 4 years later. So yeah, in essence, so sometimes growth requires leaving what is familiar and stepping outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. The next question. Was it difficult to move to America as a teacher? Was it difficult? It took a change in mindset. As I said previously, I packed up all of my life into bags and I moved. I left family, friends, so many things in Jamaica to come here to a new place. But so it took a whole lot. On the other hand, when it comes down to the whole application process, so it was pretty simple. There are a lot of programs or agencies that will recruit teachers to teach in the US and Canada and UK and so forth. So I applied to about 3 of those programs. One of them accepted me or shortlisted me. Um, yeah, and I went through a few rounds of interview, and after passing those interviews, successfully turning in my application with all of the required documents, I got an interview with the school that I'm currently at. That was easy peasy. Got a job not long after. But then I think the difficult part was all of the paperwork that I had to do after. So even though the program kind of guided me, through each step, but I was the one who had to be doing that, applying for a visa, going to the embassy, ensuring that I get all of the required documentations, credential evaluation, getting that done. Had to be going all over the place, going back to my college to get a transcript and getting a police record. And it wasn't necessarily that the paperwork was a lot. It was just that Jamaica, for those who live in Jamaica, once it is that you have to do anything with a government agency, it's the worst. So, like, getting a police record took me like 2 days. I had to go there one day. I still spent almost half a day there. And then I had to go back another day. That was a whole story. But I had to go back again to get back the paper just to say, hey, this person do not have a police record. Like, I think it's so like ridiculous, even though like the systems need improvement. But nonetheless, I survived. I made it through, and yeah, I left. It was very stressful. Everything, the whole transition process, and I did make some videos a few years back on this. But anyways, the process isn't impossible, but patience is definitely required, and you just have to plan out your thing, and if possible, start the whole application process early because yeah, it can be a lot. Question number 3: what was your biggest culture shock? So, off the bat, it was that America is not the America that I saw on TV. So on the television movies, I would see places like New York and Chicago, busy city, cab, call a cab, and all of those stuff. Like I was kind of coming to expect that. Came off the plane on my way to my town. Tree, 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 bush. Where am I? I could not believe. Like I just, I just never. It was not my expectation. I wasn't expecting that there were country areas. I thought it was just like the whole America was a big city, if you get what I'm saying. But nah, Sykes. It definitely was not. Yeah, I ended up in small life, which was kind of different. I don't mind it still. I don't think I'm really away from everything. Like I'm close to a big city, so the chances are if I want anything, I need anything, in 1 hour I can reach to one of two big cities. So it's fine. Another culture shock I would say maybe is just how things are set up in the school, like Jamaica. I think there is more structure when it comes down to the school system and so forth. A lot of rules. So there are certain expectations that I don't have to, me as a teacher, don't have to necessarily be repeating. Students know what is expected of them and so forth. Like, yeah, so that was kind of a bit different. Like, I don't think I was fully educated on what to expect. So it was kind of bumpy my first semester. But I catch on and I have it has been a work in progress. So. But yeah, it hasn't been bad. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. Are American students easier to teach than Jamaican students? Mighty God, this is a question. My students always ask me this. All right, so the challenges are different, and I would say that neither is easier. There are pros and cons for each. When it comes down to Jamaica, as I said before, I think there's a more structured environment, more rules. Students generally know the rules, and for the most part, they will follow them because, like even my high school, if you didn't follow the rules, if you get in trouble, they're gonna kick you out. You're gonna get suspended or expelled. And like we value those stuff. I don't want any suspension on my record. If you get expelled, you'll have to find another school. They're not taking you back. But here is a bit different when it comes down to that. Another thing, expectations are clear, but when it comes down to America, I would say that there are more diverse learning needs. So I think I mentioned this last week. In the classroom, you'll have students who have IEPs, which means that they have specific needs, ADHD, ADD. Some of them have just certain challenges that they require extra help, right? So you have to accommodate those. You have to accommodate those who might have a behavioral plan, and other things. Some people who have anxiety, and there's a whole lot of different personalities, a whole lot of different things that will be in a classroom, and you have to ensure that you monitor and ensure that each of those students are getting the service or that they should get to. Students often want lessons to be more engaging and interactive. Like in Jamaica, you can like it's a board thing. You be on the board and you teach and so forth. Here, you have to put more effort in ensuring that your lessons are more engaging, which is not a bad thing. It really built me and allowed me to use a lot of the skills and stuff that I learned in college, like having different type of groupings, jigsaw, think, pair, share, turn and talk, and just doing all of these, finding creative ways to ensure that the students are engaged. Because trust me, if your lessons are not engaging, you're gonna either see it or they're gonna tell you. So engagement is a big part of the American school system, and yeah, technology. Technology is at your fingertips. Well, for my school, technology is available and resources. So yeah, so each of them are different essentially, and I honestly cannot pick one or the other. I think both have their faults, but you have to adjust your teaching style depending on the culture that you're teaching. So no, I'm not gonna pick one, but all I can say is that students are students anywhere. They want to be respected, they want attention, and they want somebody who genuinely cares. All right, and the final question: is the salary really better? My God. Ooh, short answer is yes. The long answer, it depends on your situation. So let me just point out that each district or each area pays differently. There are some areas who will pay you only for 10 months, while there are some who will stretch out that yearly salary, annual salary for the 12 months, right? So that's one thing. Again, depending on where you're located, if you're more rural, then your pay might be less, but the cost of living is also less. But if you live in a city or close to a city, your pay is going to be more, but your living expenses might also be more. Each person's situation varies, but for the most part, I believe, well, for me, once it is that you live within your means, so you don't come to the US and get crazy when you see all of these sales and all of these stuff and just keep on swiping and buying. If you're one who is financially responsible, then you can come here and you can save and you can be able to send back money to Jamaica if that is your will and so forth. But caution, bro, like before I came here, family members would always say that America is the land of bills, and I came here and I definitely understand. Sometimes it takes you coming into somebody's shoes to really understand that. Not because like it's rough in these streets, bro. It's rough in these streets. There's a lot of bills. Everything is a bill. Rent, mortgage, you have to pay a light bill, water bill, phone bill, internet bill. You have to pay the car note if you have one. You have to pay insurance, car insurance, and if you and sometimes health insurance. Cost of living is getting higher everywhere. Gas price is crazy at this moment. So it can be a lot. But again, once it is that you are focused and you know what it is that you're doing, then you will be able to save, travel as well, and and just enjoy life. I can only say to anybody who might be thinking about coming to the US is that evaluate your own situation and maybe give it a try. It might work out for you. And if it doesn't, then just go back home. So how much you save depends more on your habits than your salary. So pretty much live within your means and don't try to braff or live above your means because you will find yourself in problems. Yeah, so I think I answered those 5 questions. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section and I'll try to answer those in another video. If you have sticked around until this part of the video, thank you so much. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more of these videos. So again, I have some more questions, so stick around for part 2. And yes, I'll see you soon.